Hello, everyone. It's your girl JJ. We're gonna watch the Dangerous Lover Boys of China. With that being said,
Someone who goes by the saying, don't chase single girls. If she has a boyfriend, you only compete against one instead of 10. A man who went outside his balcony and said, let lightning strike me if I'm a rich loser playboy.
Imagine he did get struck.
And then lightning striked.
Oh.
We're talking about an influencer who became the founding father of Douyin's rich playboys. Someone whose entire personality was built on flirting with multiple women on the street and also live streaming over 7 dates in one night. People all over China called him the most affectionate man in this era, the lover boy that they wish they had. And ultimately, the guy who was crowned by netizens the Grand Master of Flirting. Or depending on who you ask, the Grand Master of Playboys. This is Tong's.
Chat, can you guys do that? Can you pop a lid with your tongue? Wait, does that even make sense? Can you pop a lid? Can you pop your tongue with the lid? Can you pop a lid with it? Yeah, can you pop a lid with? That just sounds so weird to say. We're watching something about China boys lovers or something like that.
He skyrocketed to over 10 million followers on Douyin in less than 2 years. His entire reputation was built upon walking up to strangers, chatting with women like he's known them for 10 years, and somehow ending up with another day before his stream even ends. Every day he goes walking around in China collecting girls' WeChats and their phone numbers like he's collecting Pokemon cards. Meanwhile, people like me and you are getting left on red for 3 days straight and then end up getting a lowercase OK with a period.
Hey, we don't need to talk about that. We don't need to talk about that, okay? Matter of fact, I should message someone like that right now and be like, okay.
Tong became famous because he created this image of being the ultimate.
Listen, we don't need to put Lulu's business out there, okay, chat? We don't need to put Lulu's business out there in front of everyone, you know? I know she struggles with the OT. Okay.
Smooth talker, handsome face, bright eyes, smooth talking. Netizens loved this man. Many guys looked up to him as a role model, even saying that a single day in Tong Xinchun's life has more romantic plot lines than their entire existence. And honestly, after watching some of his streams, I can understand why. This dude can be heartbroken one day and somehow still have 7 girls standing next to him. Now here's the funny thing. A lot of people assume that Tong started life as a rich nepo baby with millionaire parents, you know, the stereotype. Except that's not actually true because Tong came from a ordinary working class family. His parents were regular workers and he also just went to a regular school. Throughout university, he was extremely serious and innocent, like the type of guy who wouldn't even date. After university, Tong worked regular jobs. He was a Taobao model and then he worked for a jewelry store as a clerk. Then he tried entrepreneurship, so things like selling clothes and just pretty much venturing onto different opportunities. Most of it wasn't really going well though, so he kept bouncing around different industries until he found something that worked. Then eventually he discovered platforms like Douyin and Kuaishou, and that's where everything changed. Posting short form content was actually something he was good at. So at first he was filming funny videos and skits with his grandmother. Nothing crazy, but his audience really did start growing. And when he joined Kuaishou, fans instantly started calling him
chat. Now everyone knows that Lulu is selling their cake for $53 on the streets, chat. I can't believe you guys put her business out there. Shaking my head.
One of the most handsome streamers on the platform. Then came another major move. He started IRL streaming. And eventually, it laid the foundation for the playboy who would later dominate Douyin. Now, there was a moment that became his canon event throughout all of this, and this was before he was famous. He actually did like this one girl, and this one girl was actually his girlfriend. Keep in mind, his first ever girlfriend, okay? So, he's obsessed. But things didn't really end well. Her family didn't believe that Tong was financially successful enough. They didn't believe that he would have a good future. And eventually, she broke up with him. And whether that was the parents or her idea, we don't know. But a viral video started circulating online after that. The footage showed Tong being rejected by his first girlfriend, literally getting pushed to the ground and humiliated. And the internet absolutely ate it up. Except, people started questioning whether the footage was actually real. And eventually, after a couple months later, Tong admitted that the video was staged. It was actually a reenactment of the events that did occur. He said he wanted to use this video as a launch to his motivational storyline. And that staged breakup video would eventually become one of Douyin's craziest comeback stories yet. Because years later, after Tong started blowing up online and making money, he ran into that ex-girlfriend on a live stream. Which is already bad enough, but while thousands of people are also watching,
oh my goodness,
man. And something
chat, what would you do? What would you do, chat? What would you do? Isn't that a show? What would you do if you found out that your ex, who dumped you because you thought you was too broke, came back in your life? Sheesh. Okay, else with the pudding. What's up with the pudding?
Realized from making videos for years is that people only see the finished product. They see the upload, the views, maybe the comments. What they don't see is the late nights staring at the script, second guessing every decision, wondering if a video's good enough, or getting stuck in that perfectionist mindset. But the reality is that taking one step is always better than standing still. That's one of the reasons I think therapy can be valuable. It gives you space to work through the patterns that keep you stuck. For me, even just talking through a thing that I'm overthinking with the lens of the
Also, chat, if you guys want pudding / worm emote, make sure to give 10 subs for pudding / worm custom JJ worm emote. You're chilling with me? Who's they? Your boss? They're just watching this VTuber on the stream, like, pretend to get the subs. You too can have a JJ worm emote. Crazy word.
Old Tong. At one point, Tong sat down at a bus stop to rest, and she immediately assumed that he was still broke because he was waiting for the bus. But Tong didn't say much. Instead, he simply got up and walked her to his McLaren. The second she realized that car belonged to him, everything changed. Her attitude changed, her tone changed, the entire mood and atmosphere was way different. Suddenly, she became more friendlier and interested. Textbook behavior. Tong later said that in that moment, he felt heartbroken all over again. Because he knew that she wasn't reacting to him, she was just reacting to all the success that he had. So when she wanted to get into the car, he refused. He told her to leave, and then he also started tearing up. And this became the origin story. The heartbreak that created the Playboy founder. Because from that point onward, Tong started presenting himself way differently. No longer the innocent guy chasing love, his popularity exploded, and he reached 10 million followers in less than 2 years. And on camera, he presented himself in this strange combination of innocence, confidence, and wealth. He's not the stereotypical arrogant rich guy, but he's not the nice shy guy either. He's somewhere in the middle, and Tong goes out as this innocent, rich, yet genius playboy who just goes around hitting on women, flirting with women, and getting WeChats and numbers like it's part of his daily routine. Now here's the thing. When Tong asks a girl for her WeChat, she says thank you, not him.
That's crazy.
That's crazy.
Tong also loves to make his Ferrari his entire personality. I mean, the most popular streams are the ones where he has a front-facing camera in his Ferrari and takes a different girl out every stream for a date. There's also another classic Tong move where he shows up to multiple houses in a single stream and surprises these girls with flowers in the front of his Ferrari. Except the flowers are often plastic because he preaches about how you can reuse them later on. He's also dating multiple girls simultaneously and openly too. I mean, this man is the physical embodiment of every Playboy stereotype fused into one guy. At some point, we might actually need to quarantine him. I'm not jealous. And here are some of his most famous lines. Always go after girls with a boyfriend because you're competing against one guy instead of multiple. And netizens are like, look at the language philosophy of the founding father.
That's diabolical. That's crazy. What is happening? Oh That's diabolical.
Another one of his famous quotes. When you grow a flower and it dies, you're heartbroken. When you grow a potted plant, you don't even know which one dies. And arguably his most popular saying, don't rush into relationships. Be friends first to see if her friends are cuter. I mean, how else are you gonna build a roster like this? And at one point on stream, he even showed everybody his savings card containing over 5 million yuan. That's roughly around $700,000.
Chat, take some of it, write these notes down. Write these notes, chat. I know you want them. Diabolical.
And because he spoke super confidently, calmly, and having so much experience, most of his male fans took notes and treated him like an Aeyvi mentor. Some people thought it was hilarious. Some didn't like how he was treating relationships as a game and also like influencing other men to do the same. But hate him or love him, there was one live stream that you would pay to watch. This went so viral that it set off Tong's career and made him one of the most talked about influencers of the era. 7 girls, 1 apartment, and a 4-hour live stream that millions of people couldn't look away from. The Valentine's Day incident. And on the night of Valentine's, Tong plans to take out a girl named Lin Shui to his house. She gets picked up from his Ferrari, fully dressed up, and genuinely looks like she's excited. Tong's been telling her for a while that he's going to get her these super expensive 99 bouquet flowers because she really wanted it. And these are the flowers that you see all over Xiaohongshu. It's like a standard to have these given to you at least once in your life, or your man just doesn't love you. Now, like, she was struggling with her seatbelt, right?
Would you guys want that
to help buckle her seatbelt, slips, and somehow ends up with his face real close. He's like, Ferraris are really low. Sorry about that. And the chat is going absolutely crazy. Now, when we make it to his place and he gets out of the car, he also secretly whispers to chat like, guys, I forgot to bring the plastic 99 flowers since I rented it to a friend this morning. So yeah, they arrive to the apartment and then they go upstairs. But Tong says something to Lin Shui before they walk in. He tells her that he's never invited a girl over to his place before. She is the first, and tonight is special for her. Oh my god. They open the door, and standing inside the house is another girl. Oh my She apparently came all the way from Shanghai for Valentine's Day to surprise him. This girl's name is Xiao Mai. She says, I didn't know you were going to bring a girl here. Lin Shui goes silent. She sits on the couch, takes out her phone, and ignores Tong. Clearly, she's pissed. So Tong sits far away from Lin Shui and whispers to Xiao Mai, you're ruining this for me. Just let me have this moment, okay? Then he goes over to Lin Shui and explains with complete confidence that he and Xiao Mai are just friends. Obviously. Would you trust your friend with the passcode to your apartment? He then gives Lin Shui some plastic flowers that he found around the place, and they are not the 99 flowers that he promised he would, get her. Tong starts explaining that this is actually a sign of financial responsibility because they're going to get married someday and they can always get bigger flowers later. She's looking at this man like she's about to punch him in the face. And so far, Lin Shui and Xiao Mai are so confused of what's going on, but luckily Xiao Mai is trying to make the best of it. She's chatting, building chemistry with Lin Shui, and just, trying to be overall friendly. And then the doorbell rings. In walks a third girl carrying a bouquet of white flowers. Oh no. And she barges in like, Happy Valentine's Day. Tong quickly blocks the entrance with his body and says, Oh, it's the flowers I ordered. But it doesn't work. She literally pushes past him and sees the scene of 2 girls at his place. She's confused. Lin Shui and Xiao Mai are like, why did this random girl just show up with flowers? Like, everyone is confused. So Tong quickly put his thinking cap on and introduces her as his hometown cousin, just stopping by for, a quick trip. He also secretly hints at her to just play along for now, so she sits on the couch, takes out her phone, and just starts scrolling. And Tong is like stressing, like he's trying to bail out, but in a way to try to save the situation, he starts talking about how he wants Xiao Mai to make more friends since she's so alone sometimes. So that's why he invited some people here. And then he starts saying how his hometown cousin also has no friends since she just moved into the city. Oh no. Just rage baiting them at this point. Oh no. 因为你一个人在外面呢，就接通告、接这通告、接那通告，我觉得太累了，而且身边没有朋友，知道吧？我觉得你，包括小雪也是。Like he's trying to somehow twist it so that they can all fit together without exposing himself. But something interesting happens with the first 2 girls. Lin Shui and Xiao Mai, who seemed like enemies before, were now ganging up on this hometown cousin. I mean, look how far they are sitting from her. They also start bonding with each other, talking about their hobbies and interests. Bro. And then Tong's like, yes, peace and love. I feel like you're all best friends now. Oh no, why are they still there? 是吧，也没什么朋友。是为了让大家能处成好朋友。fun 的，屁事的啦。He starts talking about some, I love the harmony I'm seeing in this room right now. 说你们的关系还挺和谐啊，还可以，过得去。你看气氛多和谐啊。And then he starts slowly urging that, they go out and get dinner and, leave the place because he's hungry. And then suddenly, there's another knock on the door. What is going on at this point? In walks the 4th girl. She says blatantly, she's here for Valentine's Day for Tong. Tong quickly announces that it is his first time meeting this girl. This is his live stream partner that he does work with, and her name is Mao Mao. And he turns to her and asks her in front of everybody, this is our first time meeting, right? And she just stares at him like, yeah. The other 3 girls do not find this convincing at all. So he starts begging her like, tell them it's our first time meeting. And she's like, yes, it's our first time meeting. It's our first time meeting. Also, tell me why this guy just goes ahead and starts adjusting.
You used the phrase "meow meow" too?
Not in need of any adjustment. I mean, anything for the views, am I right? Now, mind you, none of these girls know what's going on. They don't know if Tong set this up or if he's just as confused as them. You can tell that Lin Xue is just really pissed and just trying to leave. And they are also all asking each other like what their relationship with Tong is. He's also obviously live streaming, but I mean, he always live streams, right? So this is pretty normal. Now, after some time, Tong proposes that they all become friends. And right now they're all sitting like separately from each other. And then some are grouped together and then some aren't. At this point, there are 4 girls in his apartment who arrive separately and all have different ideas about what this was supposed to be. Tong is trying to find a way out of this situation, and he does realize that he did kind of mess up here and he should probably explain things separately to all the girls. But of course, everyone's in the same room. So he introduced everyone to everyone. All the girls I've ever known in my entire life are here with me right now. I know you all have questions and they will be answered. Let's just hurry and go get dinner, like quickly. Lin Xue, look for the nearest hot pot place right now. And before he can finish his sentence, once again, the doorbell rings. Tong is like, oh, the water delivery is here. Except this girl literally just walks right in knowing the passcode to his place. Oh, so the water delivery knows your passcode?
It's the water delivery, chat. The water delivery knows your password? It's so awkward.
Girl number 5 walks in. Her name is Xiaopu. Tong, stressing out, quickly grabs the same white flowers that the hometown cousin had brought earlier and gives them to the water delivery girl, Xiaopu, and says, "Happy birthday."
What?
Happy birthday to you.
Chat is also going crazy. And everybody, they just stare at him. They see Tong giving away the flowers that the hometown cousin brought 20 minutes ago. Nobody says anything, just silence. So Xiaopu sits down, and then she asks Lin Xue, "Are you his girlfriend?" And again, she doesn't say anything. It's literally just silence. Like, it's so awkward. I actually can't. Like, every time somebody asks something, there would just be no response.
Oh my goodness. This is so much tea! I barely have time for myself, let alone partner. These people are having fun. This is like your game we were... Oh, you're right! Bro, that was a crazy game. The romance game. Oh my goodness. Well, should we do another one of those, chat? Bro, except that they're actually mad in this one. They're not all happy and happy to be a part of the harem. They were like, what the turd is this harem?
Nobody is replying. And Tong is just dodging questions like he can't hear anything now.
那现在呢？所以你跟我说来你家，然后你说你给我准备花了，哦，都是直播效果。花是我准备的。我跟你说，他跟我说的是你，他说你是直播效果。
no. No.
Lin Xue is sitting there pissed. Hometown cousin is like, "I fought the rain today to surprise you." Everything's just a mess now, and Tong is just like, "Okay, guys, are we going out for dinner?" Cousin, did you eat yet? Did you eat yet? I for sure didn't eat yet.
Oh my goodness.
妹妹，我们吃了，来，我们俩去吃。表妹，吃夜宵吗？吃啊。表妹吃夜宵吗？你带大家一起去吗？
At one point, he says, "If the doorbell rings one more time, I'm jumping off."
一会儿如果还有女孩子来，我从2楼跳下去。
Then suddenly, his phone rings, and it's another girl. She says, very loudly too, "Hey, babe, are you free? I want to see you for Valentine's Day."
Oh no.
And when she called, it was defaulted to speaker, so everybody heard it. So all the girls in the room are like, "Who is that? Who are you?" The phone girl can hear the voices in the background, and she's like, "Who is that? Why do I hear so many women next to you?"
干嘛？
我去找你呗，出来过七夕了，好想见你啊！
They literally called the lover boy China. Oh my goodness. Yes, he's the gigolo. Oh my goodness, bro. He's swinging it. He's swinging the meat around. He's working them streets. He's seeing Arby's at this point. Like, dang.
是谁啊？这是谁？你旁边是谁啊？你到底旁边是谁啊？你是谁啊？
Oh.
你是谁啊？
Who are you? Who are you?
不是你旁边怎么那么多
What?
女人
So
啊？
many girls.
So Tong quickly runs to the bathroom while he's still on the phone and starts telling her, "Why would I cheat on you? I'm in a meeting with my mom. Don't start mixing things up. There's so many people here. I'm not alone with just a single girl. There are multiple because I'm in a meeting. So what's wrong with you? Are you crazy?" And then he hangs up, he walks back out. One of them asks, "Is she coming?" He says, "No, absolutely not. She is not coming." And then the doorbell rings. Oh man. And it's the girl that he was just on the phone with. The sixth girl now coming in screaming, "Hey baby, surprise, happy Valentine's Day."
Oh no.
嗨，宝贝，宝贝，你在干嘛呢？小宝贝，这是个啥玩意儿啊？这是个啥玩意儿啊？
进来说。
My goodness. Oh, heck no.
With 6 women in the apartment now,
She's like,
Mir-
hey, baby. Hey, baby. You happen to see me. Yo, no, that's a W for that. Like, hi. Surprise. Hola. ¿Cómo estás? How you, boy? You know, I should say that one. Wait, I need a partner in my life. I don't got a man in my life. I can't do that. But if I did, I'd be like, hey, baby. Alex, like, you're bingus fish. Oh my goodness. The fishes are bingus. Oh my golly goober.
happens. The tension doesn't build up. It starts de-escalating. This is the part no one predicted because the girls stop being enemies and realize that they are all stuck in the same insane situation. So somehow they all start becoming friends and even start questioning Tong, like, what is going on? There are also like 1 million viewers watching this, and like netizens are going absolutely crazy every single moment of the stream. Lingshui, who arrived as our main girl, thinking that this was going to be a romantic Valentine's Day with Tong, starts leading all the other girls to gang up on him. Tong, who created this entire situation by dating multiple women at once, has gone from being the puppet master to the clown in the live stream. So he finally gives up, gets on his knees, and just begs everyone to go get dinner now.
Oh my goodness. Oh.
不能再待了，再待下去，人家又来看课。
He told them that there were no girls coming anymore. Like, he promised. Everyone's in shambles, pissed, confused. And at this point, Tong makes a call to his mom saying, "Please don't come to my house. I'm gonna be honest, I can't do this anymore. I can't squeeze you in."
喂，别来我家了，宝宝。
你说什么？
我说别来我家了。
后面2个字。什么意思？
我们吃一个小区吧。
我到门口了。
I'm at the door.
我都快到了，什么意思？
说实话嘛，家里挤不下了。家里挤不下。
The house can't.
家挤不下。我是不是听到一个
？He runs out of the apartment, and this girl that he was telling her not to come is just standing right outside. So she just tags along. The other girls later come downstairs, and they're all finally open to go out for dinner. But of course, forcing him to pay for everything. They go out, 8 people at the table. Him surrounded by the 7 fairies he'd collected over the course of a 4-hour live stream on Valentine's Day. And millions were watching live. Like, netizens gave their applaud, and this was a generational run for Tong. Nobody could deny that this was one of the craziest live streams in all of Chinese internet culture. The clips circulated for months on end, and this was trending everywhere. And tell me why netizens also created a tier list for all the girls he's dated on stream. Honestly, I feel like most of these girls in the stream were playing along because, I mean, a lot of them were also influencers, so they were probably pissed at first, but figured that it'd be good publicity, you know, if they went along with it. But during the stream, it did seem that Linsue was the closest to Tong and also the most hurt by what he did because they didn't really stream together after that incident anymore. But at the same time, you never really know when it comes to Chinese influencers, so... I mean, netizens loved Tong for this Valentine's Day stream, and it skyrocketed and made him so much money. He started his own MCN agency called the 798 Guild, and he would mass hire women to go on stage dates with him for content. He continues growing his fanbase at an insanely rapid rate, being the grandmaster of flirting, the most affectionate man in Jiangnan, and of course, the Playboy founder. That's all it took, guys. 7 women, 1 Valentine's Day, and 1 hot pot dinner. Some viewers did point out that parts of his content were staged, and to be fair, some interactions for sure. But most of his streams also last 5 hours at a time, and a lot of them aren't necessarily always influencers. But I guess we'll never know. He also recently had dinner with the NBA player Jaylen Brown, and it's actually such a funny collab.
Teach you some American words.
Okay.
Say no cap.
No cap.
No cap.
Chinese food. I love Chinese food.
Which one?
Which one? Fried rice. What about you?
KFC.
Regardless of what you thought about Tong, a regular guy from an ordinary working class family managed to transform himself into one of the most recognizable personalities in Chinese live streaming. Whether you think he's a genius or a walking red flag, he undoubtedly has one of the highest stats of China's millionaire playboys. So guys, if you ever see me live streaming one day with an entire WeChat roster...
That's Oh my goodness, how big is that Ross? He's scrolling down. He's scrolling down, chat. Oh my goodness. No. I gotta keep going with these videos. Oh my goodness. Sheesh.
At a KTV nightclub, don't blame the player, blame the game.
Bro. Well, chat, what do you think of the lover boy? Would you be his lover girl? That's crazy. That was crazy. I got find more. That was beautiful. That was gold. That was peak. Oh my goodness. Give me a minute. Just give me a reason. Just a little better now. Just a second one. Oh my goodness. That was cinema. Honestly, cinema. I can't. Like I was literally just kind of like, okay, history. And then I was like, basically. I was like, oh my goodness. That was a W. That was a W, chap. Anywho, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. And y'all have a good one. Bye.